Hello everyone, it's Athena or AMG Plans on Instagram, and I have stuff all over my journal. Anyway, I wanted to get into the next month with you, the next month with you, which is May. Wanted to go through a brief overview of April, what worked, what didn't, what I'm going to change for May, because I really liked some things, but I think they might need to move. So I have this, and this worked out really cool. However, whenever I was doing stuff on other pages, this would kind of get in the way, which sucked because I really do like my Cricut. My Cricut, and I don't use it a lot enough anymore, and that's just because whenever I come in here, I don't want to make anything. I don't want to use the brain power to make anything, and I need to change that. I would like to start actually making cards again that take more thought than just stamp something on paper and write something nifty. Yeah. So it's actually being able to want to do that. I have a lot of problems this month where I didn't want to. It seems like March was about the same way, where I just didn't want to, and I'm slowly getting over that loss of momentum hill, because apparently going up the hill was just blah, and you can tell from I dug out my previous journals, but you can tell that I really, what was this? Yeah, this was my last journal where I had so many in here. That's ridiculous. Because my other planners went from, they were like 6-month planners. I have this one, which was, actually I don't have anything on here, but this was from October to May. This one, my first one, I was using these for reference, by the way, which I'll show you guys what I was doing. But, yeah. So, the fact that my last one was like that was absolutely ridiculous. And it was just, I've apparently been going up the, loss of momentum hill, mountain, whatever, for quite some time, and I need to work on getting back down there, and it seems like I'm right on top of that obnoxious mountain, and if somebody would just throw my ass over, that would be great. Yeah. So anyway, what worked and what didn't. I liked this, but using my Cricut for this didn't work, and I also couldn't tear off the sheet of paper to put it in there. Now, I could have actually pasted something on this that would have just been one piece of paper, but again, loss of brain want power. So I filled this out, and my problem was that it was blue, and while I do enjoy the color blue, that there was just shades of blue, and I was over it by like day 9, to be honest with you. Yeah, I need more color than that to be able to see the representation of how I feel, or how I felt that day. Game of Thrones has been awesome, even though we've only been 2 episodes in. Yeah. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you guys are watching. I know that a lot of people will wait until the end of a season to watch something, that way they can binge watch it in 1 day or 2 days or whatever. My husband and I, and you'll see it later, but my husband was catching up on it, and yeah, so we basically every night binge watched 2 or 3 episodes or 4 during the weekend, and it was painfully crazy, but a nice update. I didn't really put anything else down here. I didn't really fill that out. So with this, as you can see, there's only 1 dot. I am at a point in, a point in the story where I always stop. And not because I don't know what happens next. I mean, I obviously have thoughts for the whole story. But blah. There are a lot of things that I could tell you. We were watching Game of Thrones. It's usually whenever I write, and I didn't because I wanted to watch that. I'm at that point where I'm not stuck. I just don't know how to write it to where it's not boring. Yeah, that's about how it was. With this, even though I had good intentions with this, some of it didn't work, some of it did. I need to get better at... The only way that I can get more subscribers both here and on Instagram is by posting stuff. And also apparently by liking others' stuff, which is cool, but it's kind of the like for a like or the follow for a follow is kind of ridiculous. Yeah. It's just something that I'll work on. I did, however, look at my YouTube stuff and notice that I have 2 more subscribers and I don't know where the hell they came from. I have a feeling that one of them might be my husband, which is scary. That also means I can't talk shit about him anymore. Ha. Not that I ever have on here. My mom is on here too, so I don't complain a whole lot. It keeps me in check, which is awesome. Thanks, Mom. So, yeah. I had the thought, and I'll probably be bringing something like this back again. I have been trying so hard to make this work because I really like the idea. I love the idea. This came from the Boosted Journal, and I got it from somewhere else. Miss McKenna's Life Leverage, and I so want this to work, and I messed up right here, and I messed up right there, and you can tell that I just blah. And a lot of these days was because I'll come in and fill this in at night, and I have no brain power at night. I just don't want to do anything. I want to sit here. I want to binge watch whatever. I really just sit in here and hope and pray that my daughter decides that she wants to do something with her father and he reciprocates. That's kind of just how it is. But anyway, I mean, I started back up on the 23rd and I've been doing pretty good. Obviously, I didn't write anything in for yesterday. It's finding the right time to do it. And that's the issue. I did, like, a couple of months ago, I actually wrote down what I wanted to do and then filled in whenever I got it done or how complete that I got it. I think I like that idea. That way I can get some other stuff to put in there that'll be constantly in there. It's a nice thought. We'll see how it goes. This was another one that I got from, I think it was Miss McKenna's Life Leverage. I really like listening to her. Or it was Petite Planner? I don't know. Hold on. Let me look. It's gonna take a minute. I actually have my YouTube stuff up here, but I can't remember who I watched when. And all I have to do is hear her voice, because she does have a... Okay, yeah, it's Miss McKenna's Life Leverage. She doesn't... Okay, let me finish that previous sentence. She's not from America. She's somewhere over in the UK, and her voice is very distinct. So, and I just did the, I watched her May bullet journal, and apparently she was hopped up on caffeine, which she normally doesn't take. So she was extra bubbly. Interesting? She was extra interesting. Not in a bad way. In a good way. It made me laugh. Had habits, and it really didn't matter to me. I didn't, that's just kind of how that worked. I went, okay, cool, another thing to fill out. So this will not be going with, to May at all. I had this thought where I was going to actually fill stuff out, you know, by the day, and that, as you can see, that didn't really work out very much at all. So, and then this stuff is all the stuff that I have right here is all journal, which you don't need to see. So, on to May. Now, it took me a minute to actually, like, you can see this is in pencil. It took me a minute to actually figure out what I wanted to do for the letters, because I really wanted it to be cutesy, but it didn't work out that way, and I erased enough of it to where it was starting to smell funny, and it wasn't my dog, you know? So, yeah, I figured that, instead of me doing something like this, I am actually just going to have this be my first page. I think that it would work really well because, I mean, I have this right here. I have a calendar. I'm going to be doing some stuff over here. What I'll do is I'll talk to you while I'm filling this in, because I have thoughts. I have things, you know. I need to figure out how I'm going to fill this in. Do I have a black marker? Because that would be awesome. That's not a Sharpie. Also would be awesome. Kind of want to fill this in purple. Yeah. So my thought for this would be that I also use this as a mood tracker and everything. So I got this idea from watching I was going a different direction with this, and I was watching Joshi Corinne's September, and I was going to do a like digital clock looking thing for up here. I was gonna, you know, try to replicate the whole digital clock, because this is the last full month that my parents and my grandfather will be not in town, because they are not in town, but where there will be on the right side of the state. They're going up to Michigan. We live in Texas, and I could say, you know, this is the last month that they'll be in the state, but Texas is freaking huge, and it takes like 6 hours to get across it. But it'll be the last month that they're close. My mom will go with my stepdad on June 5th to Michigan. They're going to go do a couple of things there, and then she will come back and do the RV and whatnot with my grandfather. My mom and my stepdad live full-time in an RV, which is awesome because they get to see, technically, since they were in France a couple of months ago, they get to see the world, and that's fantastic. They get to also see the United States, so I have a feeling in a couple of months, or maybe even next year, whenever it's warm, really warm, my mom and my grandfather are going to go to Alaska. My stepdad might go too, depending on where he's at. Now, the reason why I left him out of that wasn't because he doesn't want to go, but because he has stage 4 cancer. And while I have known people that have lived long on while having cancer, I also know people who have found out and lived a month. He has obviously surpassed a month. He's doing very well. And we got an update Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Can't remember, but either way, I got an update a couple of days ago, and he is stage 4 because the cancer is in 2 places in his body. It is in his pancreas, and it is in his lungs. And his, let's see if I can figure this out. His pancreas, the cancer there has not grown, so obviously the medication, the chemo that he's getting, is working awesomely on his pancreas. However, it is not doing so good on his lungs as the, the nodules? Is that what I want to say? Either way, the cancer that's there, is, I mean, it's grown, it's gotten a little bit bigger, but there's also new growth, and it's not big. It hasn't blown up out of proportion or anything. I'm just freehanding this so badly, but that's okay. Anyway, yeah, it hasn't, his lungs haven't gotten any better. So, it is what it is. It was nice that the worst part, the pancreas part of it, isn't growing, but it's depressing that he still has, you know, blah. But it's kind of annoying that there are other places that are growing that haven't stopped. He is continuing chemo just because the pancreas is kind of more obnoxious than the lungs, even though you kind of need your lungs to breathe. But the lungs aren't as bad as his pancreas. So it's kind of like a month by month thing. That looks really cool. So what I'm going to do with this, I have, where is, okay, cool. I have these are from Happy Planner, and I think, I'm trying to decide what I want, because I can go all black, which is cool. I can do the clear black, I kind of want to stick with the purple theme. Now my birthday is next month, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for that one. I had a whole plan of, you know, like dragonflies and all that stuff, and then I realized that I just didn't want to do it. So I might try to be, goodness gracious, these stickers are small. I might want to be creative next month, or I might not. I don't know. Not a clue. I kind of wanted to do purple for next month, but I realized that I really needed to get out of that blue mess. It was kind of dragging me down a bit because it was just blue. Now that means that I will be putting more color. It just won't be shades of purple. Because shades of anything, especially from mood tracking, was really, I find, to be quite obnoxious unless it's really unless it, blah, goodness gracious, unless the shades are very different. And while, yes, the shades were very different of blue for April, it just kind of, it was depressing. We'll go with that. Okay. I don't have really a whole lot more to say about this, so I'm going to speed this process up and probably speed up the rest of it, and then I will talk about it afterwards, after I get it all done, so that this isn't like 50 bajillion hours long. Okay, so I completely and totally messed up on this. I had the 7th here, which made me completely mess up on a day. So, what I'm going to do is off camera, before I do any of this, okay, before I do any of this stuff, I will actually move the numbers around. I wanted to make sure that I could, and if I can't, then I'll just put black ones, and it'll work. Got a progress bar, which I'm not really sure what I want to track right now, but either way, it's in increments of 10, you know, for percentage, so you get like 10, 20, 30, and so on, up to 100%. I have a mood bar right here, and it's gonna mess me up a little bit, I guess, because I don't do like upside down angry faces a whole lot. So the angry face was supposed to be down here, but I guess it works out because I like purple, so maybe it will prompt me to be a happier human. I don't know. And I'm not quite sure where I will put that yet. Maybe across the top? I'm not sure, but it's a thought. I want this to be kind of colorful. Because Crayola is waxy, I'm not going to put it in this square, mostly because I would like to be able to write in it. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. I don't have a plan for this yet. It might be like an Instagram tracker or something. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how it goes. This is something that I did somewhere. Let me see. Back May last year. So I had this. Obviously, I don't work anymore, which I was going through here and mentally sobbing. Not physically. It is what it is. But I was just really kind of depressed about the fact that I don't work anymore. Last year in May, I was, there was a whole bunch of problems because I was part of the consideration to become management. And it was a back and forth thing where my boss at the time was telling me that the other certain people in consideration were no good, and this is why. And he gave me valid reasons, and I'm like, cool. So that made me believe that I was the one who was going to do it, but it turned out that it was more of they don't want how good you are and how well you perform. He was looking for how long that you've been there, particularly how long you've been in that store, because I also was previously working at the same place, just in a different state, which would have made my everything, really, my experience, my time there, everything would have been more than every single person in consideration. And it was just really, it was really hurtful for him to tell me the things he was telling me and then go ahead and do what he did. And just all of the stuff that happened was, I wasn't too thrilled. So I have sleep, walk, diet, and mood. Diet isn't because I'm on a diet. It's just how well that I ate. Obviously, if I ate like crap, if I did nothing but eat junk food, then it's going to be a 0. If I ate like I guess that 5 will be the baseline for that, but if I ate a salad and then ate like 50 donuts, or I ate something bad, or I drank, too much soda, whatever. I also, so this was basically based off of this one, which was my first bullet journal. So this will track everything, which is awesome. I will probably, as I go in, I have a weekly already figured out, which you will see next week. But I have space for weeklies, and I think that it'll be a little bit easier. I obviously don't have one I don't have a place for keeping track of writing. I could just put the number in here. I also have a happy planner that I was putting the numbers in. So it's slow going. It really is. I don't want to go full throttle down the that lack of momentum hill, because then I'm gonna fall and I'm gonna roll and I'm gonna break stuff. I just know that I am. So anyway, this is May. I think it looks pretty cool. It's really simple. I don't know what I'm gonna use for that, but yeah, I'm kind of excited about this because at least it's not like a half hash sort of thing. It's only this page and that page, so I don't feel overwhelmed with having to fill stuff in, I guess. And of course I'll make my weeklies kind of decorative, and we'll just see how it goes. I'm probably going to put next month down here, like just the numbers and stuff. So yeah, that's it. That's all. Hopefully I can condense this so it's not 40 minutes long. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, except for right here. This part inhaled vigorously, but it is what it is. So I will put a stop to this, edit it, post it, fix this. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of April, and hopefully May will be warm for all of you people that are in cold places, or it won't get so cold if you're in places that are already warm that get cold, I guess. Yeah. If you have any comments or questions, please make sure to ask them down below. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, do whatever, or just watch it. Yeah. Either way, see you later.